Hey, everybody. Welcome to the second Conspiracy Theories and Chill live stream. This is going to be a Sunday sampler. We're going to let you have a little bit of taste of why you should follow this channel. What does this channel have to offer you? We're going to show you in a Sunday sampler. So this will be a nice little taste of what you can expect in content from this channel. So I'm going to show you a bunch of short videos of ours, Conspiracy Theories and Chill original videos. And we're going to hang out and discuss things. Might even show you around the channel. This could be your first time here. You know what I mean? You could have stumbled across this live stream. You've never been here before. I want to show you around. I'll take you by the hand, show you around the channel, and give you reasons to subscribe. Because we need you to subscribe. That's the agenda. That's what we're doing right now. I want you to subscribe to this channel. So that's what this is about. It's going to be a sampler. I got some short videos, some classic conspiracy theories and chills. We're going to go through those. I even got a sample of Wednesday night's episode that I want to share with you and watch with you. We're going to hang out. That's going to be what we're going to do. So it's a Sunday sampler. So let me see. Who do we got here? We got Paul Jones in the house. That's my partner. That's my partner on Conspiracy Theories and Chill. Matter of fact, you have an open invitation to join me, sir. All you have to do is say the word, and I will shoot you a link, and you can help explain this channel with me. But no pressure. You want to just watch? Just watch. That's my buddy. He can do whatever he wants. That's the privilege he gets for being my best friend. And Jones here. Yeah, Sunday special. It's going to be cool. It's going to be really neat. But share this out. I need you to share it. That's real important. Because we're just a little channel. And, we're just starting out. We're only 17 days old. So to have 44 subscribers at 17 days, that's pretty good. That's more than averaging 2 a day. Subscribers, we're over 1,000 views, creeping up on 2,000. We're over 100 hours watched, almost 200. A lot of things are going good for the channel. I'm real excited. We got a few videos over a couple hundred views. All of that in 17 days. But I've been putting a ton of work into it. It's important to me that this channel succeeds. I really want to see it succeed. And I want you to know I am holding myself to the quarter rule. So if you catch me slipping up, saying any words I'm not supposed to, I got to pay a quarter every time. That's not just curse words. It's things that I'm not allowed to say. I got to watch my mouth. I got to talk about only things that are approved. This platform doesn't allow everything. So I got to play by the rules. That's what we're doing. We're learning things. We're experimenting. We're feeling it out. You know what I mean? But this is the new channel. This is Conspiracy Theories and Chill. This is our home on YouTube. This is where you'll find our original content. This is where you'll find clips of the show. All of that. But real quick, just so I can share this, I want to share it a little bit. I want to show you a clip. We're going to start with our first clip. This is a clip that I want to show you from Wednesday night's show. We're doing a series on the show. Hold on, I'm going to put this up while I'm talking. Because we're doing a series on the show. We're 3 episodes deep. We're going to do our 4th, the finale of the series, this Wednesday. That's what's coming up on Conspiracy Theories and Chill, the Mud Flood episode. The 4th part of Adam to Atlantis. That's what we'll be doing on Wednesday night. And then next week, the week of September 11th, we're, of course, going to be covering September 11th. We have to talk about that. It's important to keep refreshing our memory about that keep that fresh in our mind. And, I don't want to say never forget it because, they bastardize that phrase, but to stay fresh on it, and remind ourselves what happened, and keep ourselves crisp on it. And then the week after that, we're going to do Bluebeam, Project Bluebeam. So that's hot right now. It's really looking like we may be in for a Project Bluebeam type situation. But like and share, like I said, share this out. Get this out everywhere you can. Make sure you hit that like button. If you're here at the live, you got to go out of the live chat and hit the like button and then come back into the live chat. I realize it's a pain in the ass, but it really does help us out. But while I share, I want to show you a clip from Wednesday night, and then I'll be right back with you on the Sunday Sampler live special from Conspiracy Theories and Chill. So let's check this out. Ugh. Get it ready. Make it big. There's proof of the flood everywhere.
Everywhere.
And then people always tell me especially when I'm debating like an atheist, where'd the water go? If the God flooded the earth, where'd the water go? Who says it went anywhere? The earth is 70% water today.
70% water. Think about that.
Who's to say there wasn't a lot more land before?
Right.
Maybe there's evidence that there was. They try to get you to believe it's fictional because it's easier to control you that way. God's not a liar. Satan is. God laid it all out for you. Clear as day and literal. But there's been a massive cover up of history that has gone on in every culture, not just ours, to muddy the waters and distort real history.
Yes.
And this is something that they talk about. It's something that is not fringe even. It's just that the people that speak out against, like, for instance, the timeline of Egypt or any of these things, accepted history, are just ostracized and made to be fringe. It's more of a minority of people that actually still believe those archaic things about Egypt or the Sumerian tablets or things like that. The people that are contradicting that information are more. There's more of them. They're just not given a microphone or put cameras in front of. Unless you're Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan has them on all the time.
Well, there's that God complex again. We think we're smarter than everybody and that nobody else could possibly be any smarter than us. When the ancient Egyptians literally tell you in their own texts that we are squatters and the original Egyptians were the Kemens and the Kemens built all this. And they say that, and we're like, nah, no, they didn't. And they're like, no, seriously, the Kemens built. We didn't build this, and we're like, no, I don't believe you. I think you built it. And it's like, no, I did not. And then we're like, yes, you did.
I believe the fallen instructed man, and they gave us information that we weren't supposed to have, and we went wild with it. And I think that was the intention of the fallen. Because I think they're trying to destroy, and they can't do that. They have to have us do it. They can't destroy or create.
And I also think that there's Nephilim wars between the Nephilim. Like they use us as their soldiers against each other. And when they wage war against spirituality, I don't think it's just one Satan. I think it's multiples.
Well, the Bible's pretty clear that Satan is the Lord of this earth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and other than the first 2 chapters of Genesis, nowhere else in the Bible does God ever say that the earth is good. Only when he created it. And then as soon as he created man, we came and messed it all up.
We have a tendency to do that.
We do. We sort of do.
Yeah, they're playing us against each other. And I think the reason, though, is that they need us. I think these fallen entities need us. They're not capable of things like creation. They weren't made in God's image. I think that's one of the things they cannot do.
Wow, that makes a lot of sense.
I think they're not capable of imaginative thought. They're probably smarter than us, but not able to imagine things.
Right. And that explains the abductions and DNA splicing, even to this day, going all the way back to caveman days. I mean, they've been writing
They're
about it on
jealous of
walls.
us as well. It's kind of like when you see a spider and people are like, it's more afraid of you than you are of it. They're afraid of us. They are envious of us. They hate us because they want to be us.
Yep. They didn't. They never got what we got.
Right. So welcome back to Sunday Sampler. That was a clip from Wednesday night's episode of Conspiracy Theories and Chill. Me and Paul are in the middle of a series, Adam to Atlantis. The first episode was on the pyramid power grid and how the pyramids are actually power plants. The second episode was on ancient energy weapons and the obelisk power grid. The third episode was on the Great Flood. And the fourth episode, which will be this Wednesday, is on mud floods. So we're going to finish unpacking it all on Wednesday. Then, like I said, the Wednesday after that, September 11th. The Wednesday after that, Project Bluebeam. That's what's coming up on Conspiracy Theories and Chill. But this is a Sunday sampler. This is just a chance for you to get a look at what you can expect if you subscribe to this channel. You know, what kind of videos you're in for, what kind of content you're going to see. So if you'll walk with me real quick, I want to show you the channel. So let me make this bigger. I want to show you the YouTube channel. This is our channel. This is our little humble channel. We got 44 subscribers. I got 21 videos up so far. And, you know, we're just a baby. We just started out. So I would really appreciate any help you guys could give us. But this is it. This is our channel. This is our videos. Look at that. It's very nice. Logo's really nice. The header's nice. You'll love it. If you haven't subscribed, you should subscribe, because we're going to be uploading videos every week. You know, we'll have new episodes of Conspiracy Theories and Chill every week, and new videos coming all the time. Right now, we're doing our premieres on Tuesday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern. Our video premieres are happening. And then Wednesday nights, we have the show. It's on pretty late, though, because we can't do a live show to the YouTube audience. Not yet, anyway. We will eventually when we get really good and we're not paying any more quarters. You know, my quarter stack is a little high. So I got to have no quarters in that stack before we can stream to the YouTube channel, because I don't want to risk this channel. You know, I want to follow the rules. I really want to try to abide by what YouTube standards are and keep this channel. So I'm going to try to be good. You know, when we're being good enough and we're not talking about something that will get us banned on YouTube, we'll stream to YouTube. But other than that, we won't be able to. But we go up after, as long as everything's okay. I run it through the checks, and if it's all right, we go up after. But it's late. You can check it out, though. All the episodes are on the YouTube channel. There are a lot of gravestones in the shape of obelisks. You're right. What do you think's up with that? What do you think's going on there? And I like your comment too, Paul. God does love everyone, even those who sin or believe in birds. We all know birds aren't real. What's on you guys' mind? What do you want to get into? I've got a lot of stuff we're going to watch together. The first thing we're going to watch has to do with Mandela effects. It's a Mandela Effect video that I haven't uploaded to the channel yet. I've got like 5. So we're going to watch one of them. It's on 15 different Mandelas. We're going to check that out in a second. But there is already a Mandela video on the channel. My 25 favorite Mandela effects. So you can check that out on the channel right now. But these will be coming. There's more to come. And I'll be making new ones. I saw a new Mandela today. Blew my mind. I wasn't ready for this one. I don't know if you are. Did you grow up on Scooby-Doo? Because I did. In your memory of Shaggy, does he have a very pronounced Adam's apple? In my memory, he does. Do you know what he no longer has? An Adam's apple at all. There's no Adam's apple on Shaggy. Look it up. It's messing with my head, man, because he's always had a very pronounced a very big Adam's apple. But no, he does not have one anymore. That blows my mind. That tears my mind in two. I don't like it. That messes me up. And then this is a weird one that's not in the video, but this messed me up too. Did you know the Raisin Bran guy does not have sunglasses on? The Raisin Bran son? I remember it wearing sunglasses, but it does not have sunglasses on. That's pretty wild. This is a good one too, and then I'm going to get to the video here in a second. Do you know that on I Love Lucy, Ricky Ricardo never said the statement, "Lucy, you got some splaining to do"? That was never said on I Love Lucy. That blows my mind. You know? Lucy, you got some splaining to do. How many times have you heard that in your lifetime? It was never said on that show. But I'm going to show you this video if you're ready. This is 15 Mandela effects. And these are classics. These are old conspiracy theories and chill videos. All of the ones I'm going to show you are classics. So, not that there won't be new videos. These are just samples of what you're going to see. But this is a classic one. This is an old one. So some of these Mandelas you may have already been exposed to, but some of them may be new to you. We'll find out. We're going to watch this. This is the first video. We're going to watch 4 more. This is a Sunday sampler of the Conspiracy Theories and Chill channel and why you should subscribe. So click that subscribe button and click that little bell so that you get all of our notifications and you see all of our videos and all of our content. But let's watch this Mandela Effect video together, and I'll be right back with you. Welcome back to Conspiracy Theories and Chill. On this episode, we're going to talk about the Mandela Effect. The Mandela Effect is the phenomenon where someone has a clear memory of something that never actually happened in this reality. Many people, mostly total strangers, remember the exact same events with the exact same details. However, these memories are different from what's recorded in history books, newspaper archives, and so on. Now, we're not talking about false memories. Many people speculate that parallel realities exist, and until now, we've been sliding between them without even realizing it. Some even believe that the Mayans were right and the world actually did end in 2012 and we slid into a different reality. The Mandela Effect itself gets its name from the fact that many people remember Nelson Mandela dying in prison in the 80s, whereas in our reality he was released from prison and of course went on to become the president of South Africa and lived until December of 2013. But there are hundreds more examples of Mandela effects, and in this video we're going to go into some of the bigger and more shocking ones. Let's start off with one of my favorites, the Berenstain Bears. Do you remember the Berenstain Bears? I do. I owned the whole book set, and they were my favorite books as a child, so you can imagine my shock when I found out that they never were the Berenstain Bears. They were the Berenstain Bears. Another one from my childhood is about Curious George. When you think back in your memories of Curious George, does he have a tail? I remember him having one. I remember him using it and even hanging by it. But I can't remember that because Curious George never had a tail. Jiffy Peanut Butter is another good one. I remember a brand name of peanut butter called Jiffy, but there never was one. It's always been Jif, no fee, just J-I-F. Then how about the famous Lindbergh baby that was kidnapped and never found? Family Guy even made fun of this one. Well, in this timeline, the Lindbergh baby was found, May 12th of 1932. And how about this one? Do you remember the movie where Sinbad plays a genie? I do, but we shouldn't because Sinbad never made a movie where he was a genie in this reality. Here's another good one from the movies. Remember the famous line from Forrest Gump? Mama always said life is like a box of chocolates. Well, what if I told you that that wasn't the actual line? The actual line is, life was like a box of chocolates. Even though that doesn't even sound right to me at all, I remember it as life is like a box of chocolates. But I also thought I remembered Star Wars. In the big reveal, I remember Darth Vader saying, "Luke, I am your father." If you remember it that way too, you're wrong just like me because the line is actually, "No, I am your father," and apparently it always has been. Remember the Disney classic Snow White? Of course you do. Remember the evil witch and her mirror? Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all? Well, it turns out she never said mirror, mirror at all. She says magic mirror. Now, does that even sound right to you? Magic mirror on the wall? How about this one? Think about the Monopoly guy. Are you picturing him? Does he have a monocle? In my memory, he does, but I'm wrong again because he does not and never has had a monocle. Now, do you remember the Publishers Clearinghouse and the old commercials of them showing up with the big check and the balloons? Who do you remember as their spokesman? I remember it very clearly being Ed McMahon. Many people remember vividly Ed McMahon being the spokesperson for Publishers Clearinghouse, and we're all wrong because he never was. And how about the old TV show Lassie? Do you remember the episode where Timmy fell down the well? I do, and so do many people. Many TV shows have even parodied the premise, but we're all apparently remembering it wrong because Timmy never fell in the well at all. Lassie did. Crazy, right? Well, guess what else? We all forgot about Dre. A few years ago, Dr. Dre put out a line of high-end headphones. Do you remember what they were called? These were and still are very popular headphones, and the advertising for them was everywhere, and I remember clearly it being called Beats by Dre. But it turns out that it's always been Beats by Dr. Dre, which doesn't even look right to me at all. Here's one that still aggravates me. Remember the Queen hit We Are the Champions? I remember Of the World being part of the big climax of the song. But it turns out that Of the World isn't even in We Are the Champions, no matter how clearly I can hear Freddie Mercury belting it out in my head. Now this last example surprised me quite a bit. This Mandela effect has to do with the attack on the Statue of Liberty. That's right, the Statue of Liberty was attacked during World War II by German spies, doing permanent damage to the torch, which as a result has been closed for 100 years. I, for one of many, had no memory of this event, but you can look it up for yourself. It's known as the Black Tom explosion. German spies blew up an ammunition barge, causing a huge explosion measuring up 5.5 on the Richter scale. It was the first terrorist attack on American soil, and many people have absolutely no memory of it. Well, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Conspiracy Theories and Chill. Let me know in the comments what you thought about these examples of Mandela effects. All right, that was 15 Mandela effects. And that was old school Conspiracy Theories and Chill. But were any of those Mandelas new to you? Do you experience any of those Mandelas? Because I experience every one of them. Every single one of them. And a matter of fact, I got another one that may blow your mind. Do you remember Oscar Mayer wieners? Of course you do. My bologna has a first name. It's Oscar. My bologna has a second name. It's Meyer. No, it ain't. It's not anymore. Oscar Mayer is not spelled that way anymore. It's Mayer. No, it is not. No, it is not, sir. We have had a timeline shift. I agree with you, Paul. Something's going on. Something shady is happening. Yeah, He definitely said we have some splaining to do. Lucy, you got some splaining to do. He said it all the time. All the time. Man, I am not putting up with it. Something's going on. There's something to these Mandela effects. You know, don't even get me started on the Sinbad Genie movie. There was definitely a Sinbad Genie movie. Did you know this? Is it Cheez-Its or Cheez-It? I remember it being Cheez-Its. Cheez-Its. No, it's Cheez-It. Cheez-It. No extra Z. No cheese I-T-Z. Cheez-Its, which is what I remember. No, it's Cheez-It. I do not agree. Joan remembers it M-A-Y-E-R. I remember M-E. I don't know. Maybe it's just me on that one. The next one we're going to watch together has to do with the Montauk Project. This is a series that we are going to revisit. This has to do with Montauk. These are going to be different little sub-projects of Montauk that we go into. But this next video I'm going to watch with you from the CTC library is Homeless Time Travelers from the Montauk Project. So in just a minute, we're going to watch that. You remember Cheez-It? I remember It's. Cheez-Its. I guess I'm making that up. This is weird that you actually remember it that way. I remember sunglasses on the cereal guy too. The Raisin Bran Sun. I remember it having sunglasses. It does not. But if you guys are ready, I want to show you this video from our Montauk series. This again is classic conspiracy theories and chill. This is Homeless Time Travelers. And this is some of the content you can expect from this channel. So make sure you hit like and subscribe. In the 1950s, the CIA was kidnapping homeless people right off of the streets and forcing them to take part in top-secret time travel experiments. Many of these men, women, and children died in these experiments. Most of them were lost forever, and the rest had their minds wiped clean or were just left abandoned and too insane to ever be able to tell their tales. These desperate and forgotten people were taken and experimented on in a myriad of horrific ways by the government-funded mad scientists, the majority of which were Nazi war criminals that we imported for the purpose of continuing this barbaric paranormal research. And all of this was carried out under the umbrella of the top-secret Montauk Project, which was itself just an offshoot of a much larger CIA project called MK Ultra. So keep in mind as we explore Project Montauk that this is only one of 149 known sub-projects of MK Ultra. And this is only one tale of many from Project Montauk. Welcome back to Conspiracy Theories and Chill. In this video, we are going to look into the homeless time travelers who were kidnapped, coerced, and forced against their will into taking part in experimental procedures with the intent of sending these individuals through time. After the success of the Spontaneous Object Creation Project, which is exactly what it sounds like, as crazy as what I just said sounds coming out of my mouth, they were creating objects with their minds. accessing and using the primitive mind instead of the conscious mind. What that means is that this conscious mind would be suppressed and a more primitive mind would be allowed to become active. This primitive mind was highly suggestible, very controllable, and tended to act by focusing all of its power on a single object, allowing for much greater displays of power than if the conscious mind had acted alone. And after about a year of testing, the Montauk chair, a whole other device that we will need to explore, was shown to be working flawlessly. But now, instead of just transmitting thoughts, the researchers wanted to try something new, creating solid objects. The idea was for the subject to visualize an object and, provided that there was sufficient power coming from the transmitter, be able to materialize it somewhere else on the base. This process was not exact, however, as some objects remained intangible and others faded as soon as the transmitter was shut off. But they found if given sufficient power, subjects were found to be able to create permanent objects. The size and type of these objects seemed only to be limited by the subject's imagination, and it is said that they even materialized entire buildings during the course of these experiments. During this, it was discovered that a side effect of the test was that the flow of time was altered when objects that were being materialized appeared earlier or later than they were actually meant to. And this caused Montauk to enter a third phase of research. It was found that by focusing their psychic energy, they could open what was referred to as a time tunnel. As you can imagine, initial versions of the time tunnels were not structurally sound, and rather than send government researchers to their certain doom, they began to kidnap large numbers of homeless people to use as test subjects. According to researchers, scientists at Montauk would spend only about a week prepping the men, women, and children for their trips through time. And if they managed to return, they were expected to make a full report of whatever they found on the other side. But most of the test subjects never returned, and many died in the experiments. They decided to prey on the homeless because they not only devalued them, but they also would not be missed. No one is coming looking for these people. Society has forgotten them. So they went out in mass and kidnapped these desperate people, placed food and shelter before them with a condition that they allow themselves to be experimented on in return. And they hooked them up to powerful machines, pumped them full of massive doses of mind-altering drugs, and proceeded to expose them to electrical currents and powerful magnetic devices. They played around in their minds at will and sent them physically through the fabric of time with no concern at all for their personal safety or mental health. Real people. This took place officially for decades and was completely government sanctioned.
Thousands of government-sponsored experiments did take place at hospitals, universities, and military bases around our nation. While most of the tests were ethical by any standards, some were unethical, not only by today's standards, but by the standards of the time in which they were conducted. They failed both the test of our national values and the test of humanity. Informed consent means your doctor tells you the risk of the treatment you are about to undergo. In too many cases, informed consent was withheld. Americans were kept in the dark about the effects of what was being done to them. The deception extended beyond the test subjects themselves to encompass their families and the American people as a whole. For these experiments were kept secret, and they were shrouded not for a compelling reason of national security, but for the simple fear of embarrassment, and that was wrong. So today, on behalf of another generation of American leaders and another generation of American citizens, the United States of America offers a sincere apology to those of our citizens who were subjected to these experiments, to their families, and to their communities. When the government does wrong, we have a moral responsibility to admit it. The duty we owe to one another to tell the truth and to protect our fellow citizens from excesses like these is one we can never walk away from. Our government failed in that duty, and it offers an apology to the survivors and their families, and to all the American people who must be able to rely upon the United States to keep its word, to tell the truth, and to do the right thing.
Now, it is my belief that this never stopped, and that these forgotten people are still to this very day subjected to these horrific experiments and much, much more. Human lab rats that no one will miss or come looking for. Left insane or buried in unmarked graves to never be seen again. So, and I'm sure that we will be saying this many times in our Montauk series, whenever someone tells you that the government isn't capable of doing unspeakable things to its very own citizens, point them to things such as these homeless time travelers and others like them who have had their lives stolen and destroyed in the interest of government science. Thanks for watching this video, and we'll see you next. Alright, that was Homeless Time Travelers from the Montauk series. We will be getting back to that Montauk series, I promise you. There will be more to come from the Montauk series on Conspiracy Theories and Chill. But this is a Sunday sampler. We're partaking, see? We're partaking and watching all the reasons why you should subscribe to this fantastic YouTube channel. These are all the things you're in store for. These are all the things that you're going to see from this channel. The next thing we're going to watch is proof of the Luciferian agenda in the United Nations. We're going to get into Lucis Trust. Have you ever heard of Lucis Trust? Lucis Trust is a real organization that headquarters out of the United Nations and is openly Luciferian. We're going to get into that in just a second. But this is the Sunday Sampler from Conspiracy Theories and Chill. And we're just hanging out, you know. We're hanging out, showing you the channel. But like I said, there are new videos every Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern. Another video hits this channel. And then Wednesday nights, it's hard to tell you what time because we do the live on Rumble, Facebook, and Twitter. X, whatever. And then we got to upload it to YouTube, see if it gets approved, and then it goes live Wednesday night. So around midnight, it's hard to say. Just watch for it. But it'll be up on Thursday for sure. So if you check Thursday on the channel, you'll see Wednesday night's show. If you want to catch it live, follow us on Rumble. You can go to Rumble and follow the channel. And you can watch our live streams. But, you know, there's that whole censorship thing that Rumble doesn't have and YouTube does have that makes it hard to stream live to YouTube. But, you know, one day me and Paul will be good at watching our mouth. Oh, good to see you. Hey, Kaylin. Share this out. We're doing a Sunday sampler. We're showing people the reasons why they should subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're going to show them all the different reasons. The next thing we're going to watch is a video on Lucis Trust. This is an openly Luciferian organization that operates out of the United Nations. These are things people need to know about. That's what we try to expose on Conspiracy Theories and Chill. And you know, not every topic is going to be okay for YouTube. I've already had a warning. Tried to upload Vanishing Innocence, a video on child sex trafficking. They said no to that right away. They were like, nope, channel warning. You cannot upload those type of videos. No real truth on YouTube. So we'll do fun stuff and things like that. And, you know, I don't even know if this next video is going to be okay to show you, but you're going to see it at least once on the Sunday Sampler. I don't know if you'll ever see it uploaded to YouTube. We'll have to see if it passes the checks. But this is a video on Lucis Trust. This is an organization that hubs out of the United Nations. is openly Luciferian and has way too much influence. Or maybe not. You tell me. We'll let you make your own decision. Welcome back to Conspiracy Theories and Chill. On this episode, we are going to take an in-depth look at Lucis Trust, a Luciferian organization with ambitions to rule and conquer the world that is headquartered out of the United Nations. Formerly located at 666 United Nations Plaza, Lucis Trust is an openly Luciferian organization, and they not only operate out of the UN to this day, they have a large presence at the UN itself. A large mural, for which Lucis Trust is the custodian, hangs on the wall prominently of the UN Security Council room. This room, where wars are planned and global conflicts are discussed, the place where world leaders meet to discuss the most crucial and important things happening in the world, happens under this mural. Now let's look at this mural a little closer.
Giant mural that towers over the Security Council room. The central focus of the UN mural is the phoenix bird that has risen. The phoenix bird is a symbol of Lucifer. Egyptians believe that the phoenix symbolized a god who rose to heaven in the form of a morning star like Lucifer after his fire immolation of death and rebirth. Notice that the phoenix bird is not standing above his own ashes. He is standing above his old skin. Like a snake, he has shed his old skin and is revealing himself as God at the center of the mural. At the top left, there is a church steeple without a cross. The missing cross symbolizes the death of Christianity. Below, a woman receives the rays of the sun god, while the man in front of her plays Pan's flute. To their right are two pyramid symbols and people joined together by a long blue serpent-like cloth. Below the risen phoenix, a sword is driven through a dragon beast. This represents the killing of old beliefs and religions that depicted Lucifer as a beast. The New World religion worships him as beautiful. Behind the phoenix, the ghostly figures of the walking dead are stepping into a void. They symbolize depopulation. On the right panel, the pale horse from the book of Revelation is the bringer of death to humanity through weapons, hunger, and disease. The man is releasing him. The chained black man represents slavery, while the top panel of the mural shows a technologically advanced white race who control industry, art, and science. In this post-apocalyptic mural, the military man standing on the tail of the beast represents worldwide military power. He tips his helmet to the elite, who are climbing out from underground cities where they safely hid from the apocalypse. In the main oval panel above the phoenix bird, a woman is holding flowers. She is the bride in a wedding ceremony. Could the newlyweds symbolize William and Kate? The serpent in human form is tempting the little girl Eve, who accepts the apple. On the right side of the top panel, a reptilian green creature with scaly skin is dancing with a naked woman while musicians entertain him. The general message of the UN's Phoenix Rising mural is that humanity is stepping into a new Luciferic reality. Beneath this disturbingly prophetic mural, world leaders make global decisions that affect the lives of nearly 7 billion people.
The next interesting thing that Lucis Trust has at the UN is located directly below the Security Council room, the UN Meditation Room. The meditation room at the UN, which Lucis Trust is also custodian of, is 33 feet wide at its widest point by 18 feet long. Now, numerology is very important to these cultists, and 33 is a popular number with the Illuminati, and 18 is, of course, 6 plus 6 plus 6, or 666. In this dimly lit room, in the center, rests a large stone slab which weighs 6.5 tons and is heavily magnetic. Underneath the stone slab is a foundation which connects the slab to the earth's bedrock, which is supposed to give the meditation room the ability to create an altered mental state. Very interesting, right? But some will still disregard what I've shown you so far as art. So what is Lucis Trust about? What would concern me, other than them being a Luciferian organization with a large presence at the UN? Well, let's look a little deeper into their plan to take over the world, shall we? That's right. Lucis Trust has a plan to take over the world, and they have a 10-point plan, a strategy for a new world order that has been absorbed by the UN into a few of their documents. The number one point on this plan is to take God and prayer out of the education system, to change curriculum to ensure that children are freed from the bondage of Christian culture. Why? Because children go to school to be equipped to face life. They are willing to trust and they are willing to value what is being given to them. If you take God out of education, they will unconsciously form a resolve that God is not necessary to face life. They will focus on those things the school counts them worthy to be passed on, and they will look at God as an additional if one can afford the additional. The number 2 strategy is to reduce parental authority over the children. Break the communication between parent and child so that parents do not pass on their Christian traditions to their children. Liberate children from the bondage of their parents' traditions. Promote excessive child rights. Abolish corporal punishment. And make teachers the agents of implementation. From workshops, teachers tell children, your parent has no right to force you to pray or read the Bible. You are yourself. Have a right of your own. You need to discover yourself. Self-expression, self-realization, self-fulfillment are all buzzwords. Number 3, destroy the Judean-Christian family structure. It is oppressive that the family is the core of the nation. If you break the family, you break the nation. Liberate the people from the confines of this structure. Promote sexual promiscuity. Use the advertising industry, media, TV, magazines, and film to promote sexual enjoyment as the highest pleasure in humanity. Make abortion legal and make it easy. Build clinics for abortion, health clinics in schools. If people are going to enjoy sexual relationships, they need to be free of unnecessary fears. In other words, they should not be hampered with unwanted pregnancies. Make divorce easy and legal. Number 5, free people from the concept of marriage for life. Number 6, make homosexuality an alternative lifestyle. Number 7, debase art, make it run mad. Promote new forms of art, which will corrupt and defile the imagination of people, because art is the language of the spirit. That which is inside, you can bring out in painting, music, drama, etc. Number 8, use the media to promote and change the mindset. Number 9, create an interfaith movement. Promote other faiths to be at par with Christianity and break this thing about Christianity being the only way to heaven. Number 10, get governments to make all of these law and get the church to endorse these changes. Now, have they succeeded? Have all of these things become law? Has the church endorsed these things? Now, let's look into Lucis Trust's beginnings and their founder, Alice A. Bailey, to see what else, if anything, is hidden below the surface here. Alice and Foster Bailey founded the Lucis Trust in 1922. Its activities include the Arcane School, World Goodwill, Triangles, a quarterly magazine called The Beacon, and a publishing company primarily intended to publish Bailey's many books. The Arcane School gives instruction and guidance in meditation via correspondence based on the ideas in Bailey's books. World Goodwill is intended to promote better human reactions through goodwill, which they define as love in action. That action included support of the United Nations. The Triangles are groups of 3 people who agree to link up in thought each day and to meditate on right human relations, visualizing light and love pouring into human minds and hearts, followed by the use of the great invocation. It is not necessary for each person to link in thought at the same time each day and need only take a few moments of time. Alice and Foster Bailey founded Lucifer Publishing Company. Lucifer and Lucius came from the same word root, Lucius being the Latin genitive case meaning of light. After the first 2 or 3 years, the name was changed to Lucius Publishing Company. The Theosophical Society also used the name Lucifer for its early magazine. In 1923, with the help of Foster Bailey, Alice Bailey founded the Arcane School, which is part of Lucius Trust. This school provides educational correspondence, meditation instruction, and guided study based on her writings. Bailey continued to work up to the time of her death in 1949. Bailey's mentor was Helena Petrovna Blavatsky, a Russian occultist, philosopher, and author who co-founded the Theosophical Society in 1875. She gained an international following as the leading theoretician of theosophy, the esoteric religion that the society promoted. Blavatsky's work was admired by many, but Adolf Hitler is among the most notorious. So Alice Bailey formed a Luciferian organization copying the work done by her mentor Blavatsky. But how did she get offices at the UN? And why the UN? Well, the UN was founded in 1945 and mostly financed by John D. Rockefeller. And it is the hub of global government and where the current one world government agenda hubs out of. This is the truth of the UN. But even if you go by the UN's charter, you can still see the appeal for Bailey and her organization to infiltrate the UN. But how did they do it? How did a Luciferian publishing company get such influence and an address in the UN? Why is their art so featured in the UN building and important chambers? These important questions don't have very good answers, and I tried hard to find them for you. The fact is that the truth is hard to get at, even now in the age of information. No one really knows why Lucius Trust has such influence, but it is a fact that they do. An openly Luciferian organization headquarters out of the United Nations. Their agenda for global dominance has infiltrated the UN's agenda in full, and all 10 of their tenets for killing Christianity and God and society and bringing the globe into one world government have been achieved. This is the age of deceit, and you must protect yourself in the full armor of God to find the truth, but it is out there. Expose it. Do all that you can to share the truth. Scream it from the rooftops because we are being silenced, and one day, soon, the truth will be destroyed if we don't do all that we can to protect it. All right, guys, that was the Lucius Trust video. Way back then, our channel was called Me on Things and Stuff, but now it's called Conspiracy Theories and Chill. These are classic conspiracy theories and chill episodes to show you what you're in for, what kind of content you can expect from this channel. So if you like what you're seeing so far, you want to hit that subscribe button and you want to hit that bell to get all of our notifications so that you can stay up on all of our videos anytime we stream, anytime we upload a new video, which is Tuesday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern and Wednesday nights after the live on Rumble. It's hard to tell you when. It's late. I'm always real tired at the replay. But Thursday morning, you wake up in the morning, it'll be there on YouTube. So subscribe to this channel if you like this content, because we got a lot of more of exactly this coming your way from Conspiracy Theories and Chill. So brand new episodes on Wednesdays and Conspiracy Theories and Chill original videos every Tuesday. So at least 2 uploads every week. And it's been more than that because I've been doing clips of Conspiracy Theories and Chill. So you're getting all kinds of content from our channel. Just the finest and only the finest. That's what I give you. But we got 2 more videos we're going to watch on the Sunday Sampler. There are 2 more videos to come. So share this out. If you've shared it 3 or 4 times, share it 2 more. Do it for me. Share it out a couple more times. Invite somebody. Put it in a message to somebody. Let them know, hey, come hang out with us. We're going to watch 2 more Conspiracy Theories and Chill classic videos. One of them is Ong's hat. It's one of my favorite conspiracy theories and chills. Ong's hat's a great one. But the next one that we're going to watch has to do with the Battle of Los Angeles. Now, this is something we're going to get into in 3 weeks on Conspiracy Theories and Chill. We're going to touch on this. It's going to have to do with what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about Project Bluebeam. We're going to be getting into all of that on Conspiracy Theories and Chill. But I want to show you this video here in a second on the Battle of Los Angeles. This is a real event that happened in our past where the military went to war with something that wasn't even there. They were tricked into an all-out attack in Los Angeles. So we're going to watch that here in just a minute. But this is Sunday Sampler from Conspiracy Theories and Chill. This is us showing you why you should subscribe to this channel and what kind of content you will get if you do. So share this out. Get this out everywhere you can. Get people in here watching. Because it's important. It's important to support this channel. You want to see this kind of content continue and keep going, you got to support this channel. But I want to show you this video. This is a video on the Battle of Los Angeles. And we'll be right back on Conspiracy Theories and Chill, Sunday Sampler number 1. This is the first Sunday Sampler, Conspiracy Theories. Did you know that the United States military once blacked out an entire U.S. coastline and led a pre-dawn resistance fighting for hours against an enemy that they now say was never actually there? This is the story of the Battle of Los Angeles, an interesting and noteworthy piece of history that occurred in the United States during the height of World War II. And on this episode of Conspiracy Theories and Chill, we're going to explore the whole story of the Battle of Los Angeles and look into the conspiracy that may be hidden behind the cover story of incompetence and itchy trigger fingers that has been presented to the public. Now, this event is real and took place at the pinnacle of tension and fear of an outside attack happening in this country. Only months after the attack at Pearl Harbor, it was still very fresh on everyone's mind that we could be attacked. And a Japanese submarine had also just hit an oil field the day before. So the citizens were already terrified. And the military was of course on high alert because the submarine was never located. Now, early in the morning on the 25th, objects were detected about 100 miles out, and a blackout was ordered of the entire coastline by the military as they prepared for an invasion. At 2:25 a.m., the people of Los Angeles were awoken by air raid sirens, and when they went outside their homes, they found that the entire city was blacked out and searchlights had filled the sky. Then the shooting started, and bombs exploded in the sky, filling the horizon with smoke, and the debris rained down on the city. Sirens filled the air, and chaos erupted on the streets as people sought shelter from the falling debris, and many tried to watch the show being displayed in the sky. More than 1,400 rounds are admitted to having been fired at what ended up being nothing at all in the official narrative. This battle went on all throughout the early morning, with searchlights scouring the sky and shells being fired. The all clear wasn't given until 7:21 a.m. In the end, 5 people were killed in the Battle of Los Angeles. Many people were injured as well, and many homes and businesses were damaged by the falling shells during the battle. But what there wasn't was any downed aircraft, because officially the military was shooting all of those rounds at nothing at all. An Army document explained what had happened. It said that numerous weather balloons had been released over the area that night, and they carried lights for tracking purposes, and that these lighted balloons were mistaken for enemy aircraft. and that shell bursts illuminated by searchlights were also mistaken by ground crews for enemy aircraft. And the Japanese, after the war, also declared that they had flown no airplanes over Los Angeles on that date. Now that was the official story, and for me, when that morphed into the weather balloon explanation, that was the first big red flag. But that is now said to have been what showed up on the radar and what they were shooting at, and even what the witnesses had seen. Weather balloons. Now that immediately made me think of Roswell. You see, at first, when there were no downed craft, the military said it was all just due to jitters. It was later that the weather balloon story was added because people had seen the objects in the sky. So that's enough official story for now. This is Conspiracy Theories and Chill after all. So what did the people report seeing in the sky during these 5 hours? Well, many reported seeing craft in the sky that the military were shooting at. Many even reported seeing these craft pass over their homes. Large and small crafts were reported, and people also reported seeing dozens of them at a time in the sky together. These kind of sightings were reported by many. The people at the time thought that these were some kind of Japanese crafts, but in hindsight, UFO experts have taken this story, and especially the witness accounts of it, and they say that the objects were flying much too high and too erratic to have been aircraft, and moved unlike balloons, even balloons that were being shot at. The witnesses say that these crafts floated and glided, but also stopped and hovered at times. But to this day, nobody can explain what these crafts were. It's a mystery that's never been resolved. As I said, officially, this is explained as an accident caused by nerves, and officially, heavy air quotes implied, there were no UFOs at all. They explain it with weather balloons and outdated faulty radar systems giving them false results. But I leave this story with many questions. The biggest is, how do you have a 5-hour attack against no enemy? Now I can see Itchy Triggerfinger explaining a few rounds being fired, but 5 hours worth of shooting at nothing? Where were the lookouts? Or the officers to stop the madness? Who was in charge? This was a large-scale military operation, and no one realizes in 5 hours of shooting that they're shooting at nothing? The Battle of Los Angeles is an interesting tale, and it may very well have been nothing more than nervous gunners and checked-out officers allowing a 5-hour battle against their own overworked imaginations. But it just as likely could have been something more, and more than likely there is more to the Battle of Los Angeles story. I'm a contrarian through and through, and the government doesn't have the best track record with the truth. So as always, I think that the truth lays somewhere in the gray area. But tell me what you think of the Battle of Los Angeles in the comments below, and share in the discussion. I'd like to hear from you about what you think of this interesting story. This happened. This is true. The military had a full-on battle against nothing for 5 hours in 1942. That's the Battle of Los Angeles video. And I hope that wasn't echoing at the end there. When I pulled it in, it probably was. But that's what that was. That was the Battle of Los Angeles video. And we're going to be covering a lot of that kind of stuff in about 3 weeks on Conspiracy Theories and Chill. Next week is part 4. This coming Wednesday is part 4 of Adam to Atlantis, the Mud Flood. Then the week after that is 9/11. We're going to cover 9/11. And the week after that, Project Bluebeam. We'll be getting into stuff like Battle of Los Angeles on the Bluebeam episode. Joan was talking about how she's surprised she never heard of anything having to do with the Battle of Los Angeles. They probably wanted to silence it as much as they possibly could. You know, it's probably a massive embarrassment for them. You know what I mean? They're probably not very proud of it. But coming up, we're going to watch Ong's Hat. That's going to be the finale of the Sunday Sampler. We're going to watch Ong's Hat, one of my favorite conspiracy theories and chills. So we're going through the classic Conspiracy Theories and Chill catalog to show you what kind of stuff you can expect if you subscribe to this channel. I really want you to subscribe to this channel. So if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe. Click the bell so you get all the notifications and you never miss a video from this channel. But I want to show you around the channel one more time. And let me make it a little bigger so you can see. That's not the channel. That's live stream stats. This is the channel. So this is our YouTube channel. This is Conspiracy Theories and Chill. Just type in @Conspiracy Theories and Chill. Type that in right there. Take you right to it. But we only have 44 subscribers. We're just a baby. We're only 18 days old. Is it? No, 17 days old. We'll be 18 days old at midnight. But these are our videos. We have a lot of cool videos. I got 20 videos over there, 21. We're going to be putting new videos up every Tuesday and Wednesday. So you're going to love the channel. You should subscribe. It's fantastic. It's the best channel ever. It's Conspiracy Theories and Chill. You know, Paul comes over on Wednesdays and we do a new conspiracy theory every Wednesday. So you're going to love it. You're going to love it and you're going to want to subscribe. But like I said, we got one more video we're going to watch here in a little bit on Ong's hat. But this has been neat, right? The Sunday Sampler. It's just something we'll probably do, not every Sunday, but here and there, a Sunday Sampler will sneak in there. Because there's a lot of classic conspiracy theories and chill. We've been doing Conspiracy Theories and Chill for, I don't know, 7 years now. It's been a long time. This show's been around. And we've had 3 YouTube channels wiped. So this is our 4th attempt at a YouTube channel. I was never going to try YouTube again. Paul talked me into doing it. So hopefully it'll work out, you know. I hope he understands that he is responsible for the success of this channel. He doesn't just get to watch it. He has to like share it out and try to boost it, tell his friends about it, make t-shirts and promote it, bumper stickers, all that stuff. It's your baby too, Paul. I made it for you. It's a gift from me to you that we put out to the world for everyone, so everyone can enjoy it. It's Conspiracy Theories and Chill. Everybody loves it. Everybody does. But this is our second live stream. This is the second time that we've streamed to the YouTube channel. And I think it went pretty good. You know, it's been a pretty successful stream. But in just a little bit, we're going to watch Ong's Hat. One of the best Conspiracy Theories and Chill videos ever made. So you're going to want to share this out. You're going to want to invite your friends because we're not done. We got lots we're going to do still. You know, who knows? Maybe we'll do more stuff. You never know. You never know what's going to happen at Conspiracy Theories and Chill. But if you're ready, I want to watch one of my favorite videos that we've ever made on Ong's Hat with you. Welcome back to Conspiracy Theories and Chill. On this episode, we're going to look into a very fascinating conspiracy theory that originates from a tiny little village with the odd name of Ong's Hat, located in New Jersey, where some say that a duo of rogue scientists who were living off-grid in a small commune created a portal to another dimension that still exists there hidden today. Remember to like and share, but most important, subscribe to follow our channel and keep up on our future videos. Ong's Hat, New Jersey is a popular tourist attraction to this day, and the reason for that is that many people believe that a portal to another dimension exists there. Now, there isn't really anything to see at Ong's Hat. That whole area of New Jersey became less and less populated with the dying out of local industry, and Ong's Hat has no residents and is mostly just piles of rubble and overgrown abandoned buildings. Matter of fact, before the events that we're going to cover in this video, Ong's Hat's most interesting story was how the little town got its strange name. See, Ong was a common name in that area back in the time of the town's founding, and it's said that a man by that name that lived back then was quite a ladies' man. It's also said that he was very fancy as well and owned a beautiful silk hat. And one night, he was out at a dance doing his thing and working the ladies, and a jealous lady is said to have snatched that beautiful silk hat right off his head in a fit of rage and stomped on it, and then flung it as high as she could up into a tree. Now Ong was furious, of course, and devastated about the loss of his beautiful hat, but it was gone now, and it belonged to the tree, and it stayed there, and it is said to have become a landmark, and that's how this town has earned its strange name. Cute little story, right? But other than that, it would have just become another forgotten ghost town. But based on interest created by a book entitled Ong's Hat, The Beginning, in which the author, Joseph Matheny, presents a history of events that according to his book took place in this area of New Jersey. So Ong's Hat is still an area of great interest among conspiracy theorists. Now, what Matheny presents in his book is disputed by many and is widely considered to be a hoax, but the purpose of this discussion isn't really to prove it either way, just to present the story, and then we can all come to our own conclusions. Now, the story of Ong's Hat really begins with the Newark-founded Moorish Science Temple. Now, the members of this small sect traveled the world learning different philosophies and spiritual practices and such from all different sorts of masters and teachers that they seeked out all across the earth. Well, one of these travelers and members, named Wally Fard, bought up 200 acres in 1978 in the New Jersey Pine Barrens. There, he and a small group consisting of runaway boys and a pair of lesbian anarchists formed a new exclusive sect of their own, which they called the Moorish Science Ashram. Soon after, Fard began publishing a series of newsletters proclaiming his beliefs and distributing them, and soon many others began flocking to his land to join his commune. Now, among these were two scientists who were looked down on and ostracized by the mainstream for their radical ideas, Frank and Althea Dobbs. These twins from Texas, who were raised in a UFO-worshipping cult founded by their father and were already used to living life on the fringe, settled into this commune and set up a laboratory for their research. Now, it is said that it didn't take long for them to start making discoveries that blew the minds of the people of the commune. But their research hadn't just begun. It had started at Princeton, where they had developed a series of equations that had led them to a discovery that they referred to as cognitive chaos. And when they presented their thesis, the university dismissed them, and their research continued at the commune at Ong's Hat. Now, in the commune, they were free to explore their ideas. And their theories were based around the idea that humans could tap into the unused portions of their brains and attain superhuman abilities like self-healing and even stopping the aging process. Now, based on what they had seen coming out of these twins' laboratory, the ashrams adopted their research into their own philosophy, and together they founded the Institute of Chaos Studies. Badass name, right? But think for a second of the possibilities of this scenario. Two scientists pushing the limits of the mind and reality with a devoted group of followers behind them. Within 3 years, it is said that the twins in the Institute of Chaos Studies had invented a device that they called the Gate. And with this device, they would hook people up to computers and chart their brainwaves, experimenting with sex, drugs, and mind wave manipulators to learn how to control the chaos that they had found within the mind. The Gate would lead to other devices, and one of these, called the Egg, was a kind of modified sensory deprivation tank that would fit a human being and equipment. And when it was tested, the Egg is said to have disappeared, and then moments later rematerialized. The young man on board claimed to have traveled to another dimension. He claimed that it was exactly like our world, but uninhabited. It is then said that the ashrams and the members of the Institute of Chaos Studies began traveling back and forth to this other dimension and exploring it. Soon after this, there was a chemical spill at nearby Fort Dix, and the ashrams and members of the Institute of Chaos Studies had to flee the area, but they didn't head out in the usual way. They are said to have fled the area interdimensionally, that they used the egg to transport themselves and all of their possessions to an alternate dimension, and that the gate and portal still exists there today, and that they travel back and forth. Now, that's one version of what happened to the ashrams and the ICS members. But another is that this research, and in particular the gate itself, attracted the attention of the government. Now, according to some, this interest led to a violent confrontation in which the group was slaughtered and their research was confiscated. But in all scenarios, they are gone. Now, did they go to a different dimension? Did their research get confiscated? Did they really make the discoveries that they claim to have made? Is the legend of Ong's hat even real? Now, officially, the entire thing is considered to have been a hoax created by the author Joseph Matheny and his friends. It is an elaborate hoax and has some interesting evidence, but that is also all said to have been fabricated by the author. Now, among the evidence for the events is a book catalog called the Incunabella Catalog, said to have been posted by Matheny himself on the internet. As a matter of fact, Matheny even says he made it all up, including the Incunabella and all of the evidence as a game. But to this day, people still believe in this story and the evidence despite all of that. So why is that? Well, there was a commune in that area in that time. We talked about them. And there was a nuclear leak at Fort Dix and many strange military exercises in that area around that particular time. And that's where it all gets difficult. See, as viewers of this show know, I am a contrarian, and this part is where the Ong's Hat story takes a weird turn for me. For decades, researchers have pored over all this evidence that was, according to the official narrative, made up by a science fiction author and his friends. Now, I didn't take the time to pore through it myself, and as I said, we're just exploring the theory here today. But people have investigated it for decades, and they believe that it is real to this day. Now, does that make it real? No, of course not, but it does make it interesting. The idea that this did happen and was covered up is interesting as well. Imagine that this story is true for a minute, that two scientists and a small commune of believers uncovered some secrets about the human mind, reality itself, and what if they discovered travel to another dimension? What would those in power do if they found out about that? I don't know. Would they storm the compound, wipe them out, and take whatever they had discovered? I think that they would. I also think that they could. But did they? Or did a sci-fi author and his scientist friends really create a hoax so elaborate that it has survived for this long? I found compelling evidence from both sides on this one. The believers are painted as crazy, but are they? The believers are always painted as crazy. They always make it look like you have to be insane to believe something like this. Well, there's evidence for things like this. And one of the smartest men that ever lived, Nikola Tesla, had experiments similar to things like this, talked about things similar to this. And this melding of quantum physics and deep religious belief and drugs and sex and all the things that they talk about that they had done, it's not unbelievable. And it's not even unbelievable that those in power would take that technology and that research. I believe if something can be done, it probably is being done. It probably has been done. Or someone's attempting to do it. You know, we live in a madhouse in a world of lies. So who knows really what is true? As I've said, Ong's Hat is said to have just been an elaborate hoax. Even the author himself came out and said that he made it all up because he says it started to ruin his life. conspiracy theorists showing up at his house, trying to get him to tell the truth of it all. But if you look into it, in Cunabella catalog itself, it's very detailed, it's very in-depth, and it includes a lot of scientific research. And then all of the other things that had to have been put together, like the documents that came out of the ashrams and Fard's publishing of his newsletters. All of this, it's very elaborate. Now, they say it's the earliest version of what they call today an ARG, basically a living novel, a role-playing game. Now, it could be, or it could be a massive cover-up. Like I said, we didn't take a deep dive into this one. We didn't try to prove whether or not it was real. I thought it was an interesting story. It was a recommended topic by Babels, so we looked into it. It was very interesting. And if there's any interest, I'll look into it deeper. Ong's hat actually turned out to be an old conspiracy, but as I told you, is one that lives to this day. And Ong's hat is a popular tourist attraction to this day. There is still interest in this story, and it is still out there. So if you'd like more information on this story, I'll include some links in the description on how you can learn more about the legend of Ong's hat. But thanks for watching, and we'll see. Quite a ladies' man. It's also said. Sorry, I stumbled a little bit there. But that was Ong's hat. From classic conspiracy theories and chill back when we were on Me and Things and stuff. But now we're on conspiracy theories and chill. So I was finally ready to give it the name of our show, because I really feel like I can follow the rules this time. We can keep our channel. We won't lose it. Because I don't even think I've owed a quarter yet. You know, I'm supposed to give you a quarter if I cuss or say something I'm not supposed to say. I don't think I've given a quarter. So I think we're going to do really well here. I think everything's going to work out great. And Conspiracy Theories and Chill, the YouTube channel, is going to be very successful. But Joan says she wants a deeper dive into Ong's hat. So Joan gets what she wants. So Joan wants a deeper dive into Ong's hat. And we'll do that. Who knows? Maybe that's what me and Paul will get into in 4 weeks. Or maybe it'll be stone walls. Or something else you guys want. We're going to go back to bringing back the poll for what our topic's going to be. And then me and Paul will have to get into whatever wins the poll. That's going to come back. It's going to be a thing again. But this has been Conspiracy Theories and Chill Sunday Sampler. We've watched 5 classic Conspiracy Theories and Chill mini docs and given you every reason that you could possibly need to subscribe to this channel. You're going to want to subscribe, and you're going to want to click the bell to get all the notifications for all of our videos, so you'll always know when we're streaming and when we're putting up a video live, which is Tuesdays at 9 p.m. Eastern and Wednesdays after the live stream around midnight. Watch on Rumble if you want the live stream. 8 p.m. Eastern, live show, Wednesday night. But you got to watch on Rumble. I can't stream it to YouTube, not yet. Maybe one day, maybe when we're doing good and we're watching our mouth real good, we'll stream to YouTube. You know, my stack of quarters is not that high. Like, this is it. It fits in my hand. See that? That's all the quarters. That's all the cuss words I've said since we started keeping track. So it's only like 2 inches tall. It's not many quarters. I haven't cussed a lot. I haven't said anything we're not supposed to say. I think we'll be doing good. We'll be streaming Wednesday nights to YouTube in no time. You'll see. It's going to happen. But we can hang out. We can do whatever we want. We can do anything we want on this channel. And I feel like we'll be doing these Sunday samplers from time to time. We'll be hanging out on Sundays and, looking into different stuff. Like Joan wants me to look into the Moonies. I'm going to look into the Moonies. Let me write that down. Moonies. Yeah, I'm going to write that down so I remember to do it. But I'm going to look into that. You guys look into all kinds of stuff. Come back Wednesday night, live on Rumble, on YouTube around midnight, somewhere in there. The Mud Flood episode of Adam to Atlantis, the finale of our series. And then next week, 9/11, week after that, Project Bluebeam. But thanks for watching. This has been Conspiracy Theories and Chill Live, Sunday Sampler. Subscribe to the channel, and God bless.